Hey everyone, this is Wadria and I am back with another video. If this is the first time that we're meeting, I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses and one of them is Airbnb hosting. I have been hosting on Airbnb for almost 3 years now. Man, when I tell you time flies, and I really enjoy it, and I love sharing ways that people who are interested can start their own Airbnb side hustles or can start hosting, by learning or just getting some insights from some of my experiences. So I love helping people. But today I'm not talking about hosting on Airbnb. I want to actually talk about how you or virtually anyone can actually start making money from Airbnb without hosting or listing any properties. And the first way that I want to talk about is starting a cleaning service. Now, as a host, one of the main things that I'm really doing is turning over my properties every time a guest is checking out, checking in. Just like you would go to a hotel and you got to check out, and before you even check out, somebody's knocking on your door, and like the housekeeper, they're like trying to see if you're still in there because they're ready to clean. Well, when you're hosting on Airbnb, like, you are overseeing that aspect of it, whether you're outsourcing it to a cleaning service or you're doing it yourself. And let me just tell you that talk to any Airbnb host, they're always griping about cleaners and they're always looking for a cleaner. They a lot of times are dissatisfied with the ones that they currently have. So there's always a demand for Airbnb for cleaners. So if you're somebody who listen, I'm not saying to do this if you don't like cleaning, right? But if you love cleaning, like if you're that person like me who you just like somebody comes to your house, or usually it is just up to par, it is spotless, and you're just like kind of OCD about that. If that is you definitely want to look into starting your own cleaning service. And you don't need a lot of money, like low overhead, right? Like, come on now, like get you some soap, some bleach, a mop and a bucket. Like, I mean, it doesn't cost a lot, right, in terms of overheads. So again, you like to clean, you're OCD with it, you're good at it. It's a low overhead. That is a great service to start because there's a demand for it. And listen, there's so many Facebook groups for Airbnb hosts, different meetups where you can find hosts, and you could post your service, post your rates, your packages, all of that. And trust me, you're not going to be short of finding business. And then the second way that you can start earning from Airbnb without hosting or listing any properties is through creating an Airbnb experience. I don't know if you're aware of it, but there's an aspect of Airbnb where people can go and book an experience. What's an experience? An experience is an activity, an excursion, a unique experience that, and I'm not talking about that just guests, but you don't have to be a guest, using Airbnb to book these Airbnb experiences. Anybody can go on Airbnb and go to the experience section, view all the experiences in whatever area, and book them. So you may have a service even. You may be a cosmetologist. You may be an artist. You may have a service that you're already offering, or maybe even a business around that. And you could create an experience on Airbnb where people can go and book it. You set your rate, you can set whatever, if you have a minimum number of people that you would want to have in a group or a party to book it, like literally you could do really well on just that aspect of Airbnb alone. And I have a colleague of mine, one of my Airbnb cohorts, right? She's also a host, but she has a scavenger hunt experience that she does here in Pittsburgh. And she says that she does really, really well. And I believe that it's like self-directed, where people book her activity, her experience, and it's not like she has to be there with them. Like, they book it and they're just given all the instructions. So listen, with Airbnb experiences, there's a lot that you can do with that. I mean, if you're a photographer, you could get really creative with that, Airbnb experiences. And then the third way that you could earn from Airbnb without hosting or listing properties is through co-hosting, because there are a lot of hosts who they love to get the check, they love to earn from Airbnb, like they love to make the money from it through hosting, but they don't want to do like any of the work. They don't want to have to deal with guests They don't want to deal with any checking in and checking out, that whole process, sending guest instructions. They just want to collect a check basically, right? So you could be the person that does all of that for them in terms of the co-hosting. And again, there are so many groups for Airbnb hosts on Facebook, on social media, that you can find where you can get that, you can get the interest there to see, just to identify potential customers, right? So again, 3 ways to earn from Airbnb without owning any property, without listing. One is through offering a cleaning service. Second is through Airbnb experiences. And third is through co-hosting. All right. So if you found this to be useful, insightful, just please go ahead and share it. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe, and let's do this, y'all. It's the last quarter. What better time to, well, we're almost at the last quarter of the year, right? But I think what better time to look at what our goals were coming into this year. And if one of those goals for you was like having an additional income stream, one of these 3 ways could be very much a viable way for you to get that additional income stream and to do it cost effectively. All right, y'all. So I'll be seeing you in my next video. Until then, stay blessed.